What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Okay.
Welcome in, everybody.
First of all,
And they're gone.
that might be the one.
That
You
sends
may have-
them outward?
No, like you may have done it, Jay. You may have stopped. you may have brought an end to scatting.
Yes,
Like-
yes, that's my new goal. I should just do so bad, so loud, so
You're-
obnoxious
Mission accomplished.
that I should just like, well, guys, let's put this bit to bed.
We got him.
The part you don't all see when you're listening to the podcast is that Jason, for whatever reason, has correlated the quantity of movement before the scat begins to the potential success of the scat. Jason looked like a man who was riding one of the bulls, in a bar. I mean, he was moving
twisting and turning
up and down and all around.
It reminded me of back when you remember when we were kids and we had the little toy cars, but you had to pull it back and it would like
Yeah.
So it would build up and then it would fire.
Yeah.
and then you'd pull it back, but then you'd like have
You'd overdo it.
but you'd run out of table, and so you'd quickly like try to pick it up, and move forward.
Yeah.
so you can roll.
That's what that was you before, and then all the words came out.
Yeah.
I just want you to understand that
You're welcome, everybody.
the line between what your movements were like before the show and a seizure it's not like it's getting close.
Yeah, but
And it sounded more
It brought out-
seizure-like.
I feel like it brought out the best in me.
Welcome to the Spitballers, I suppose. Would you rather? Is this real life? And we are drafting the best musical genres on the show today. The best musical genres. I am excited about this draft. I haven't quite decided if I'm going personal preference or poll winning.
Oh, this poll can.
This
poll can get out.
I am 100% with you. This is about me. I am drafting what I like. I mean, people love country. That ain't going to be on my list.
I don't think that would make any of our lists.
I don't know. I think it
For
could.
the polls, it might.
Yeah.
But it might make the list. I mean, you guys have to take 4 picks each. I mean, there's a lot of genres going out the door. We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
find out later. But I'm mostly curious because Mike is a music aficionado. I won't be surprised, I think, with 2 of his picks, but I'm looking forward to finding out what like your last 2 are because it'll be fun. So we've never done it. We've never drafted the best musical genres before. We did a musical instrument battle royale. I think.
Yeah.
I think we did that.
I think that sounds correct.
I hope someone drafted a trombone because that feels like a pretty A-plus
believe-
weapon.
The best part about this show is this is the 285th episode, and I try to purge myself of the memory of recording each show right after.
Yeah.
I don't want to know that this happened, that I was a part of it, that I would ever remember what we drafted. But that's 285 drafts, which means
We've done everything.
we've probably done it before. We probably did musical genres before. I don't know.
This is our 6th time drafting musical genres. Actually, so we make this joke, but so like today we've got Is This Real Life, where we find just crazy, insane stories that happened in real life and bring them to the world. And the one story that I found was like, I know this. I know we've done this before. And I asked Al, he's like, no, we've never done this one before. I think we have, but
I'll let you know.
Mike is the only one here with a memory. We're goldfish, Andy.
No question. All right, let's kick it off with some Would You Rather here in a second. A reminder, you can check us out on X at SpitballersPod. You can tell your family and friends, and then that will make you our family and our friends.
Yeah, join our family.
Yeah, become a member of our family.
That's a good pitch.
By telling your family about your new family.
Hey, what are we, Olive Garden?
Yeah, when you're here, your family.
Would you rather?
Austin from the website, if you had to be interrupted to take physical delivery, Would you rather get 1 cent every second, 10 cents every 12 seconds, or $1 every 10 minutes? What does this even mean?
I'm going to need someone to explain this question to me.
What does this even mean?
Because I have no idea.
All right.
Who made this?
I am thrilled because I was
What does physical delivery even mean?
As you're reading it, I'm reading it going, really hope these guys know what this means.
I got a quarter of the way through the question and wish I hadn't chose this one.
Let me read it, and we'll see if we can make sense of it. If you had to be interrupted to take physical delivery,
like of a baby?
No, just listen. If you had to be interrupted to take physical delivery, would you rather get 1 cent every second, 10 cents every 12
What
seconds,
is happening?
or $1 every 10 minutes? This question is nonsense. This is a trap. Oh, man.
It feels like a combination of a bad question and one of the paragraph math problems I would have gotten in 7th grade.
This question is not from Austin from the website. This is from ChatGPT.
Would you rather answer this question for $1 million?
Hold on.
Well, we're gonna answer this question, Andy. We got to work through this.
Is this the question of where it's like, would you rather get $1 million right now or 1 penny compounded every?
Let's just start with
Is it just the math?
What does take physical delivery even mean?
Look, if you take physical delivery, because that's just how we look.
I'm here with your physical delivery.
I know for sure.
Metaphysical delivery.
Whenever UPS shows up, I go, you know what? I'm going to take physical delivery here. That's what I think.
But no, you don't, because you're like, hey, leave that at the door.
Right.
I will never take physical delivery.
Have you ever taken figurative delivery before?
Oh man!
But
It's a heck of a time.
Here's the thing, guys. You're not just taking physical delivery, which obviously we all know what that means to take physical delivery. But you have to be interrupted to take physical delivery. So, like, you're in the middle of something.
Does anybody in Deucer's Alley know what the heck we're talking about?
This is not hard, guys.
What? Explain
Wait a
it.
minute.
Of course. This must have been his question.
No, this was not mine. Okay.
Explain yourself.
Basically, it means, would you rather somebody tap you on the shoulder and then hand you a penny every second? Okay. So they're interrupting you to give you the actual monetary value. So would you rather that happen every second?
Okay. I get what the question is now. This is the worst you could word it possible. Okay. Can I ask this question for us in different verbiage?
Yes, and now I'm starting to understand.
Okay. Would you rather be interrupted every second and given a penny, every 12 seconds and be given a dime, or every 10 minutes and given $1?
Thank you.
But you've got to take physical delivery of that coin. Because that's how it should be worded. Would you rather take physical delivery of a nickel?
Why would anybody choose anything than the $1 every 10 minutes?
That's what I was
saying.
saying.
More money to take the others?
No, but if you're getting a penny every second, you're not being interrupted. Your job is now taking physical delivery of pennies.
Yeah, so that one's out. You can't possibly. Your whole life is just accepting.
You're just
wait. So another thing that would have helped would be to know what the financial breakdown yearly would be in order to understand why I'd be interrupted in different ways. Do you have those numbers for us, Josh?
Well, look, every 10 minutes.
No, he does not have those numbers.
Every 10 minutes would be 600 seconds, right? 60 seconds in a minute. So that would be 600 pennies. So if you are interrupted every second for 10 minutes, you will make less. No, you'll make $6
instead of $1
instead of $1.
I mean, is there a stop to this? I assume you stop when you have enough money.
I would say you stop at bedtime.
And do it again every day?
Yeah, every day. I mean, no one's taking anything but the 10 minutes.
If you have to interrupt me to give me $1 in every 10 minutes, I could have a life.
Yeah, you could have a life. If it's every 12 seconds or every second is
Does it still feel like a full-time job? Mike is still laughing.
Hey, guys, if you had to be interrupted to take physical delivery, like, Austin, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I am sorry, Austin. This is a great question. And honestly,
no.
Austin is tuned out long ago.
No. Don't do that to Austin.
It's not
he
a great
deserves
question.
better.
Okay,
Jason.
you're right.
Tell the truth.
We honor our audience
Yes.
by
Telling the truth.
telling the truth. That's what this is like. A lot
Life
of people,
advice.
A lot of people say that this is like a truth serum of a podcast. A lot of people say
Right.
that. And so, Austin, you're going to need to work on your grammar and how you explain things. But also, this isn't Austin's fault. Let's not put – we get a lot of questions.
I'm in complete agreement.
We get a lot of questions. Austin did not write this into our show doc.
No.
Austin didn't hack it and find a way to make sure his question got answered. The deucers on this one failed Austin. But to be fair, it was a lot of fun to work
It really
through.
was.
So-
And we'll take whatever one you want.
Yeah, final answer, you decide.
Joe from the website. Oh, please, Joe. Would
Yeah,
you rather
come on, Joe. We're all rooting for this question to make sense.
Would you rather have your own personal highway with no speed limits? Okay, I can visualize
Heck
that.
yeah, man. I'd
No
go-
construction, no traffic, no accidents, or you never have to wait in line anywhere. So amusement parks, stores, concessions.
Ooh.
I mean, a personal highway is unbelievably
Can
cool.
everyone see it?
You want them to see it,
yeah,
don't
You're darn right.
you?
I want everyone to see it.
It just says Mike's Freeway over and over and over and over and over.
Wow.
I mean, like it needs to be visible.
So they know where you're going at all times because you'll see your car. How
And-
fast would you go?
I know my speed.
Ooh.
150?
I mean, how many lanes is this thing? Is this just
It's a 3-lane, but it's a 1-lane. You know what I mean?
yeah, but
3-lane width.
but three wide.
Yeah.
Oh, how fast can my car go?
That's
Yeah.
what I'm looking up right now.
What's my max speed? Now, okay, I'm going to make it a little more difficult though. Okay, so almost like like the off ramp when it's just a single lane. So, there's just the lane. There's a little bit of margin on the sides, but then there's walls.
Yeah, that's much scarier because
I think it has to be that because I'm like, yeah, well, I'm just gonna go as fast as I can. How fast are you going?
and eventually you're gonna blow a tire, right? That just happens. Sometimes you're on a freeway.
When you could go that fast.
when you're going
yeah.
that fast, you're gonna blow a tire, and that's gonna be really dangerous if you don't have the side. And I will absolutely still be going 163 miles an hour, which is what I have researched and determined is the top speed of my car at all times. I won't be able to because I'm going to play the game of I'm not going to pop a tire today. But eventually it's going to happen.
I know. I feel like if you're going 163, there's turns involved. Like there's going to be a point where you're just up against the wall. Your car is grinding as you turn. Like the only thing keeping you alive is that wall.
Would it be worth putting like extreme bumpers on your vehicle? You know what I mean? Like almost like a bumper car where you're fine riding the rail. You know what I mean? You're using the rail when you turn.
Interesting.
It's only yours. You know what I mean? Like no one else is in front of you or behind you. Just go as fast as you can.
Have you seen these videos? Because we have electric vehicles, and they're very heavy. Have you seen the fact that all guardrails in America are not made for electric vehicles? And
we can take them down?
they just explode. I mean, the cars go through them like butter, like tanks.
That's not great for the mountains.
No,
That's
I
good.
want you to keep that in mind
It's
on the
good
mountains,
to know.
actually.
This is a really important piece of information.
When you are out of control, Jason, and you are heading towards a guardrail, I want you to know that you're going through it.
I will just
Just
fly
give up.
through it.
Yeah, just give up. Just
Okay.
step on the gas.
That is actually like legitimately something I
It's
need
more
to-
like a
I need
finish
to know.
line for you.
And he crossed the finish line at 163 miles an hour.
Into
mean-
the air for a 50-foot drop.
Because for those that don't know, like electric cars, they're heavy.
Yes.
The batteries are heavy, and they weigh a lot. And all of our guardrails in the country were built for our standard vehicle weight, so they don't work.
They're not built for real Americans.
Real Americans, yeah. So, and be sure to know, Jason, while you go through the finish line on the mountain, because of the amount of electricity and batteries, the fire is going to be intense at the bottom.
Oh yeah, those
like
fires
any
will
hope
burn
of
a long
surviving the
time.
fall will be mitigated by the batteries.
By the fire.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
there still is the other side. No lines anywhere. So
How many lines are you dealing with anymore? Like we don't wheel with.
It's Disneyland, man.
It's that's it, right?
That's it.
No,
That's it.
'cause
Okay, you're checking out at the grocery store. Oh, look, the lane's open. I saved 3 minutes. Who cares?
no,
You don't
it's-
wait for
it's
movie
not just-
tickets anymore.
it's not just 3 minutes at the grocery store. So like I've been there when they're packed and you like it's gigantic, just full carts in front of you.
Sure, but my point is, this is not like a Disney. You're not waiting 80 minutes in line. You know, we're really talking about here, and I can't imagine.
Airport.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
No, like
Security
your own
line?
private security.
When I came back from Colombia, I was in a 3-hour-long line of COVID.
No, you're not.
Yeah, but you told me this. You could have done something to get around that line.
To improve it.
Yeah.
But you can't like go opt into a annual fee for your own highway right now.
Man, they should do that.
The personal freeway?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of
Does
do
your
that.
DoorDash line count? Are you jumping line? That's a good question. That was brought up by the Falcon over here in Producer's Alley.
I don't need that. I don't know I need a DoorDash if I have my own freeway.
Oh, that's a good point. Although,
I mean, especially if I'm just riding the rail. I'm going to sleep, man. Let's let
You're
the car
riding
do it.
the rail?
Well, like Jason was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going so fast that even when the turn, your car is pressed up against the side, I'll let it take me where I need to go.
now, just imagine how often you would go to Disneyland if there were
Right.
no lines. There's just none. I mean, imagine an empty park, because essentially it is an empty park. You want a churro? Just walk up and get one.
Right?
Oh, you know what'd be better is if the lines were there and they all had to move for you. Just like he wants his highway visible.
Yeah.
I want everybody, and I want it to be like a king.
Yeah, totally respectful.
It's
Please,
they all
sir.
bow and step out of line, and you walk to the front, and no one's bitter.
No,
They're just thankful.
That's part of the
Yeah.
specialty, and we're amending it to that.
I saw him.
Oh, right through here, sir.
Oh, and please, thank you for using that verbiage, because this is not a come up to the front of the line and squeeze in. This
No.
is the line
Parts.
is 2x2, and it parts
Like
like
a
the
C.
C.
Yeah.
And you walk right down through them. Dude, I'm taking the line. I'm
Yes,
definitely
that changes it to the line.
Absolutely.
And
Now
I'm going to Disneyland daily.
Now I want lines. You know what I'm not
Yes.
doing? I'm not doing pre-check at the airport.
No.
I'm going to regular
Security lines at the sporting events.
Yeah.
Did you talk about those?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good
All
one.
right, I'm taking the lines.
Yeah.
Then I can keep my DoorDash people coming to my house.
Yeah. We'll wait in some traffic. To have no lines.
Raj from Patreon says, would you rather have all the butterflies in the world be given venomous stingers
Oh, man.
or have all spiders and tarantulas be given wings?
Okay. I thought Austin had the worst question.
Oh, man.
Raj, this is inappropriate. This is a family-friendly show. This is not a horror podcast. Giving spiders wings is the worst thing I've ever heard of.
Have you ever seen Jason's not going to have a good time for the next 10 minutes, but
Oh my
you've
gosh,
seen
my back is crawling right now.
with spiders. I can see
Oh,
it. I can
stop
see
it.
Have you seen those Australian videos of the because there's those on the wind spiders. They cast their web
Yeah,
out
yeah. Uh-huh.
and they ride the web on the wind, and then they all end up migrating through a town, and the town is destroyed, or so it seems from here. So that is spiders with wings.
The goosebumps on my body are about to explode.
I can see them.
Yeah,
I
it's-
don't
I'm not,
understand.
it's not a joke.
All the
It is not a
goosebumps.
joke. Yeah, look at this.
How
This is-
how can a full-grown man be so scared to even just talk about something?
I don't know, man. Something's wrong with me, and I totally
Yes.
recognize it. I just can't change
So
it.
when I got married, I had a 100% hate, 0% love of spiders.
As you should.
And then my wife, who is a very compassionate
Monster.
individual, she respects all of nature in a really deep way.
That's awesome.
And she recognizes that spiders in the house are not they don't really work.
My legs-
Are you dying?
I feel them everywhere.
But if she catches a non-venomous one in the house, she'll just move it outside.
Okay.
And if we see it outside and it's not a black widow or something that threatens the children, we like to leave them alone and just let them do their business. They
Yeah.
catch flies and bugs,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're just living life. So I'm just saying, I think I've adjusted. I'm at like a 60-40 now.
if I could kill them with fire,
All of them.
with knowing that I would not burn something around it, I would do it. I mean, I love nature. I love nature. I want to protect everything in nature. You got to understand, spiders aren't a part of nature. Spiders are a part of hell. Okay? They are straight from the pits of Sheol, and they need to be destroyed with, I mean, I don't, oh, they're
Okay,
just.
let's move to the butterflies. Let's move to the butterflies.
Yeah,
Well, just don't-
Let's save Jason.
So what
Or
happens
not.
when like no, I'm when like flies are in your home?
A fly?
Yeah.
I want them gone.
No, I'm saying
No,
with
but
your
with
wife.
your wife.
She's fine with them gone too. They're,
Okay.
They're like dirty little pigeon insects. You know what I mean?
I was just seeing how far it
Yeah,
went.
no, it doesn't go all the way. Apparently.
There's always a line for
You know how it
everybody.
is. The uglier they are, the dirtier they are, the less they have our respect.
Okay.
But the butterfly one, look, butterflies are
I
weird.
don't respect you, Chris Black.
Yeah, so your life
Yeah.
ends today.
Well, it doesn't feel like they
Have
she,
life.
She sees the utility in a spider
Right.
capturing the flies you speak of, which are nuisance creatures that spread disease. This is my best job of explaining her interesting
No, you're doing a good
psychology.
job. You're doing a good job.
That's fine.
The butterfly thing is weird because I don't like moths. And the reason I don't like moths is because they are like a grasshopper or something. I imagine they're completely blind. They
They're
are covered in
so
dust.
erratic.
They're erratic, and I don't like erratic. I can't stand it. However, a butterfly is
Yeah.
equally erratic, and yet because it is beautiful, I'm like, cool.
It's erratic movement. It's crazy up and down and left and right is beautiful. It's like it's singing
but they
with
do the
its
same
movement.
thing with the moth.
Oh,
is an ugly
100%.
butterfly.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
It's dusty.
we're going to be drafting musical genres, right?
clothes.
And like
Yeah.
blues can be terrible. Blues can be beautiful. It's just a matter of if you're ugly, not the person, but the music. You know, if you're ugly, you don't have our
I
respect.
feel like butterflies, even they are erratic, but
They're slightly less erratic.
their movement is light. Where a moth is, they just seem like they are struggling.
Well, you
They're
don't see
heavy.
butterflies near the flame. You know, it's not like a butterfly to flame.
Right.
It's a moth to flame or a light. Like at night, if the lights attracted a bunch of beautiful butterflies, that might have changed things. They attract these moths that just start banging their heads into the lamp. So what I'm saying is that, okay, you give them stingers.
What's the difference between moths and butterflies? Like, are they
A lot. A lot.
I mean, are they in different like species? Like,
Yeah,
are they related?
I think there's a pretty big gap.
I
Is this like llamas and alpacas?
I do believe that I can't remember which one it is. One, when it lands, the wings go up,
Yeah.
like they stay up.
Moths are flat.
And the other one, they stay
they're
down.
flat.
So the
That's
moths,
exactly right. The moths
so when
are
a
always
butterfly
flat.
lands, the wings go
yes,
up.
Yes. That is exactly
They
100%
are both
correct.
part of the same flying insect group called Lepidoptera.
Yep.
Mhm.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that. Butterflies are considered to have evolved from moths, so this is just like eventually they got pretty. They had a glam up. You know what I mean? They had a glam summer.
Glow up.
Yeah, a glow up. They had a glow up, and it was like, yeah, no one wants the ugly version.
And the moths are like still trying to go to the family reunion. They're like, you
Yeah.
were not invited.
You're
The
not
only
going. You're
cool
not going to
moth
prom.
is the one that looks exactly like the bark of a tree. So they land on the tree and you can't see them. But anyways, if you give butterflies stingers, you got a real issue here.
Yeah.
But I don't
No, you
get.
don't.
I mean, butterflies never land on you.
When's the last time you've seen a butterfly? Like genuinely
In the wild.
in the wild? Just
It's-
like
when
what's-
it's rare, we all point at it and go, "Awesome."
right. And I remember it's happened. I
What
know
if they
it's
were?
happened.
What if it
But I
was
don't-
deadly though? What if it was like it wasn't? There's no antivenom.
Uh-huh.
It's just like if you do get stung by a butterfly, it is going to be death.
If that was the case,
Are you taking
and
the
then
flying
you
spiders?
and then you triple the population of butterflies, I will still take them.
Okay.
Because flying spiders is instant death to me. Just their existence.
You wouldn't want to be outside. You would be.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere. I would want to be.
Would you go out
6
with a
feet
suit
under.
of armor?
Heck yeah, man. That's the ticket. I would be armored up,
There's holes in that armor. I'm just letting you know.
man. But there's
Small
on
spider-sized
a hole.
holes.
All right. So my final verdict here is I don't want to deal with looking up and around for spiders flying around. I'm going to take the butterflies.
Yeah, killer butterflies. They're awesome.
Yeah. Mike,
Yeah.
we are going
I
to
agree.
take a break and come back with some Is This Real Life? Hey, Spitwads, I have got to tell you about one of my favorite apps, an app I've used for a very long time, and they decided, hey, we'll talk to the Spitwads out there. We're talking about Greenlight. I love the Greenlight app. It's amazing. It's a debit card, and it's a money app for families. Parents can send money to their kids. We have it. I've got all 3 of my kids in there. I can, if they buy something at the store, it comes right out of their debit account. And you can also teach your kids about money. There's savings accounts in there, spending areas, and you can give them the confidence to work with money, to learn how to save and have literacy in an area where a lot of kids don't get that. It's a perfect bridge to later on in life. The Greenlight app lets kids learn how to save and invest. It's a spectacular way to manage money with your kids. And like I said, all 3 of my kids have it. They got their personalized debit cards with Greenlight, and they move money in and out. They move it back and forth. It's really simple. It's done perfectly. The app works perfectly, and you can sign up for Greenlight today and get your first month for free when you go to greenlight.com/ballers. That's greenlight.com/ballers to try Greenlight for free. Greenlight.com/ballers.
Is this real life?
All right, it is time for Is This Real Life, where we each find a news story or something happening in current events and share it with one another, essentially with the question, is this real? I am very proud of mine.
Okay, you want to go?
I did want to go, but if you
Well,
seem eager as well.
Mine's just bug related.
Okay, let's do the tie-in.
So
we'll press pause. I was just proud because I had found mine on my own and was shocked. But Mike, do the bug one.
This one, look, I think most people know it's about to happen. We in Arizona are shielded from it, so I'm not thinking about it all the time, but it does pop into my head from time to time. But it's about to start happening, and this report says cicadas are so noisy in South Carolina County, residents are calling the police
On cicadas?
because they don't know what's happening.
That's how loud they are?
Because they're calling the cops saying, like, I'm hearing nonstop sirens, or they're waving down police and being like what do you guys, what's happening? What are you up to? And it hasn't even fully begun. Are you guys aware of?
Is this a 17-year wake up of cicadas?
This is not just one. This is a double.
I have been
teach.
hearing about cicadas and their the eclipse level randomness of their awakening for a long time.
My understanding from experience is that every other year I am told that this is the first time in 800 years that 8 billion cicadas are going to come out and ruin life, and then it never happens.
Are you
for
saying
me.
it's happening?
I am saying
teach us here.
So cicadas are these weird bugs that are so loud, and they have
The male cicada makes a loud, droning, shrill noise by vibrating 2 membranes on its abdomen.
and the way that they work, they're in broods that come out. There's a 13-year cycle and a 17-year cycle.
And you're
for
saying that
broods.
they finally lined
and
up?
this is finally where mathematically both of them are going to come out at the exact same time.
Some Moses level stuff.
Jason, you said billions. Trillions.
What?
Trillions of red-eyed.
I was being hyperbolic.
Trillions of red-eyed periodical cicadas are emerging.
A trillion is too big a number for
Yes,
that to
you
exist.
humans can't really understand how much a trillion
Are we
really
getting them out here?
We actually don't have a good understanding of what a billion is. We think
Right.
we do because we hear of billionaires, but like when you actually see how much a billion is
Relative to a million.
represented, it's unbelievable. And that is what a trillion is relative to a billion.
So there's parts. So they're saying the two broods last emerged together in 1803. That's
Ooh.
the last time that mathematically that this finally had the crossover. So there are places around like the South and the Midwest.
Is it okay to be excited about this? Because I'm like, this is pretty cool.
And I think where you're a little confused, just like I am, because we don't have like these crazy, insane plague level broods that come out, but we have cicadas.
Oh, every year we have them.
Every summer, you'll just one or two of them in a tree, and
Yeah, they're loud.
I know how loud just one of these things is.
Yeah.
And if you're talking an actual plague of these is showing up, it will be deafening.
Is there any chance that the ones that we have are the one they're trying to wake up the other ones? Is that what
Maybe.
the sound
Like
is?
we're the queens.
Like the alarm clock, and they're trying to get all the other trillions.
Hey, get out of bed. Come on, sleepyhead.
Do you have like a map of where this is?
I am looking
so I
at a
can
map.
avoid it.
I'm thinking I want to go, man. This is like the eclipse.
So they're calling the police.
Yeah, because imagine hearing something.
Oh, I hope they open fire.
So loud.
Oh man.
Just something that sounds like a siren off in the distance that doesn't ever stop.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, I'm going to call the authorities. What is
I mean,
happening
they have
here?
to sleep, right?
So, I don't know, man.
The cicadas.
Trillions, bro. Trillions.
Yeah, they don't keep the same sleep cycle.
I
But
feel like
From
wow.
this map, it looks like kind of the Midwest, Chicago area.
It's normally
looks like
warmer
it's gonna get hit.
areas.
Yeah, and they emerge once the soil 8 inches underground reaches 64 degrees.
Cicada Map 2024. See where to find Brood 13 and Brood 17. Wow. All right.
It's coming.
Well, that's you know what? Don't call the police.
so
just
I
deal with it.
just wanted to bring it up.
When do they
because
go away? How long do
Uh,
they stay out?
It says expected about like May through June.
So they go under for 17 years and
Yeah.
then they just hang out for a little bit ski?
Yeah.
Are they eternal? Like a
That's
vampire?
a great question.
Do they do they die?
These are the same
Yes.
ones, right?
Yeah, the ones die. So
These aren't the same ones from like the Cretaceous period?
no, this is the mating cycle where so all of the ones that are going to come and be loud, now there's going to be dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
They just
cicadas-
come up and die?
I do know cicadas leave their they
Like
also
their
shed
shell.
because you see their little shells.
Oh man,
Wow.
I'm
All right.
not envious of the
Is
people
this
that
real life?
deal with
Apparently it is. All right, here's my story. I'm going to read you the headline and I'm going to read you the subline, and you're going to enjoy both. This happened pretty recently. This was a story from April 29th of 2024. So we're talking as of this recording
Wow.
2 weeks ago. Police and public capture runaway zebras in Washington state, but one's still missing. Subline. The bizarre rescue effort involved a rodeo clown who happened to be passing by, one local said. So there are pictures.
Hold on, they're Washington State. You said
Yes.
So there's zebras on the run.
This is a zoo
Oh,
situation.
okay. That makes. I was like, the zebras aren't in Washington.
This
That's
is a zoo situation, and the best part is that 4 zebras got loose on the interstate. And as they were all trying to capture the zebras, I'm not joking, a rodeo clown was driving by on his way to a rodeo.
so fully garbed.
Full rodeo clown, and gets out of his own vehicle to help chase down zebras on the interstate.
if there is one type of person to get out of a car and chase down zebras on a freeway, that's a rodeo. That's what rodeo clowns do. They put themselves in harm's way to wrestle animals.
The quote from Whitney Bloomquist, the local who witnessed the event, said they had a rodeo clown who was on his way, I guess, to a rodeo.
I'm guessing.
And they were using him to help corral the zebras.
Oh my
Now,
word!
When the rodeo clown gets out of the car, I mean, we all know what a rodeo clown
Yeah.
looks like, but just, I mean, what's the situation here?
Yeah,
Like,
is he being real
imagine
serious?
a real serious rodeo clown, or does he get out and go, "Beer,
Turns-
hung. What seems to be the problems,
Wait.
officer?"
Wait, do rodeo clowns actually do the clown
No, I
stuff?
don't know.
I don't think they do.
No, they just they get out of the way of the bull. But
They
apparently
get in the way of the bull, right? Aren't
and
they
then
the
out,
ones that?
and then out.
Well, right.
Oh yeah, they save the
Yeah.
people. What's crazy is that if you, just for the record, if you're ever in this situation with the police and a rodeo clown, it will only let you catch 3 of the 4 zebras because one is still on the loose.
Oh, that's a good point.
So
Now
I
let's
haven't seen an update on the 4th zebra, but imagine seeing that go through the woods.
You're never gonna believe this, John. I saw a zebra.
Yeah. No, you didn't,
Yeah.
Charles.
I would be like, you're never gonna believe this, John. I saw a rodeo clown on the freeway today.
I believe on the way to a rodeo.
Now let's get back to rodeo clowns for a second. Where did those come from? Like, you got to imagine there was a first, right? Like,
right.
I don't think
Was this a punishment? You
What-
got to dress
or-
like a clown,
Or was it just
and
was
be
it
thrown
some
in front of a bull?
was some heroic bystander that happened to be in the stands just in clown garb?
On the way
Nah,
to
nah,
a birthday party, I hope.
what's crazy is that
I
guess.
gotta save this man.
the clown jumps down into the rodeo ring, and because when somebody gets bucked off of a bull,
Right.
they're supposed to distract it.
Yes.
But do we believe that the bull itself finds the painted human more enticing of a distraction than the unpainted human? Was this done for the audience?
That's what I mean.
I think it's done for
Okay,
the
that's-
audience.
That's a very good question.
I don't feel like the bull's like I'm not. You're not a distraction to me unless you have a white painted face and red nose.
In my mind, the person that I would come up with, that if you just described this, if you said, hey, I need someone that is brave enough, tough enough to jump out in front of a raging bull in the middle of his, going nuts and hop in the way to distract them so we can get the other people out, that is a man. And then you're like, but I got to put clown makeup on him. And I feel like they would be like, that would be where they would draw the line. So there's a very thin slice of people that can be rodeo clowns.
What's great is that they didn't have the idea of, you know what, this human being that needs to jump in and distract a ferocious bull. We have two choices. Bunch of padding and armor to help them in case something hits, or we paint them up like a comedic character and
And if they go out like that.
yeah.
That's not nice. All right.
So the clown makeup and outfit play a historical role rooted in the tradition of circus clowns, bringing a sense of levity and fun
There you go.
to the dangerous and intense atmosphere.
No,
of
don't do
rodeo.
armor. don't do padding.
I love okay,
They
guys,
should run out there in football uniforms.
we're having a really bad PR problem right now. The bulls are just goring people left and right. We're losing audience members. It's too intense. What do we need to do?
And
Gore
kid-
the
and
clowns.
And the
To
kids
light-
aren't
Gore the
watching.
clowns.
We got to lighten this up. When one person raised their hand, what if we brought clowns in?
Yeah, it's good. All right, Jason, what do you got?
We should stop doing this. It's what if we bring clowns into it?
That's very
All right.
human beings.
Here is my headline. Wife crashes her own funeral, horrifying her husband who tried to have her killed.
We did do that one.
I know
We
we've talked about it
absolutely
before.
did that one. That was my Is This Real Life before.
See, that's what I was saying.
You were 100%
Yes.
right.
However, I have some new information.
Okay.
I've done a deeper dive investigative study into this because I was like, how does this happen? And the thing that was so fascinating to me, so what's crazy to me is that the husband hired hitmen to murder the wife when she was in another country. She traveled to her home country, and
Yep.
and when she got there,
Yeah, I remember.
yeah.
Go on.
And so tried to have her killed. The thing that I don't, and correct me if I'm wrong, if we
He will.
if you did know this, but the thing that blew my mind about researching the what I presumed was that this was a fake hitman that, turned the husband in and all that. These are real hitmen. He found actual hitmen.
Yeah.
They actually do this.
they
as a job.
exist.
No, but like these guys, there were 3 guys. They kidnapped her and they were but they questioned her because then they said, "We don't kill women and children." And so they helped the authorities pin it on the husband. But it's like, "Hey, authorities."
Yeah, like why did they do that?
Hey, authorities. So these guys, they say they don't kill women and children. Pretty sure they kill dudes. like maybe.
Yeah, but they turned him in. It's like, we got to let you go.
What
Full
up-
the
immunity.
code of honor.
What upstanding hitman?
Well, that's what she said. That's what alerted me to it. Is she credited 3 upstanding hitmen? Like
Oh, my gosh,
Yes,
yeah.
she was like, these were really good hitmen.
But hold on. But they did kidnap her.
Oh, 100%. They kidnapped her. They held her for 2 days to extort more money out of the man.
Oh, and then they went all the way through to basically convincing the man with the authorities that she had died.
Yes,
in order to.
So she was having the funeral at like the house that they have in Australia, and she was standing outside. And then when the man came out, it was like he thought he saw a ghost, But
it's even better the second time.
And then
around.
eventually he did plead guilty
But so-
and went to jail.
So these hitmen doubled up. Like, they got even more money than they were supposed to get for
yeah.
As they
for
should.
the illicit.
As they should.
They
These are
should.
great men, Mike.
These are
But they still, like, this woman in those 2 days was definitely still like, I'm going to die.
terrified for her life.
And then how does that work when you let someone go?
Well, I think
It's
eventually...
like the best heroin dealer being like, I don't do fentanyl. And then the authorities are like, I respect that. Come help us catch some fentanyl people and go back to your business.
Yeah. It's
I
weird,
mean, like,
man.
when the lady's leaving, she's just like, shame on you.
No, she liked
Shame on you.
She was very grateful to
No,
them.
she got married to one of the three of them, actually. All right, we're moving on after this quick break. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Look, we all carry around different stressors, big or small. I am the same as you. We all have things that we are stressed out about, dealing with. We keep things bottled up sometimes, and those things can affect us negatively. And therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and to try to figure out how to work through whatever is weighing you down. I've benefited from therapy before. My wife and I, we both have. And look, whether or not you've been in therapy personally, there are lots of different benefits that I want to tell you about. It helps you learn positive coping skills, how to set boundaries, empowers you to be the best version of yourself, to deal with things from your past or things that maybe, major traumas and things of that nature. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. I love that. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. So you don't have to, you can work it into your daily routines. So get those important things that you need to off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/ballers today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/ballers.
The Spitballers Draft.
Well, it is time for a, I guess they're all like this, but a very subjective, very polarizing, best musical genres draft. Jason gets the first pick in this draft. And look, we treat the subjective like the objective truth. So whatever
Right.
we say, it's,
Well-
it's dogmatic. It's the facts.
My opinion is correct. That's one thing I've learned through my life. And so...
I don't even call them my opinions anymore. I call them my facts.
That's a good bit. That's a good bit. Well, in my
opinions
fact...
are facts.
Well, in my fact, I think that the best music is not country. Okay, so I'm going to play a little bit of the game here because, there's different genres I want to get. I don't think this one comes back to me. Because you guys have 4 picks before I pick again. So...
And we are trying to be a little bit more specific for the audience out there. We don't not real high level genres, as much as like some subcategories.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of them.
And
but.
so I'll start it off with a subcategory, a subcategory of rock, which is alternative.
That would have been my first pick.
Alternative is maybe my favorite. Like, I've got 2 favorites. I like a lot of different genres of music, but there are 2 go-tos. And alternative, I grew up in the 90s when it was like...
It's amazing how that's the nostalgic music for us now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we grew up and people are like listening to nostalgic 70s and 60s and 50s music, but now alternative rock is its own moment in time.
Mike and I were talking. I'm sure classic rock might come up in this conversation here, but we're like, what is that now? Because, like, now it's like, is classic rock the rock when, like, is...
I think that, when I pick it next, it will be will be defined.
Okay, you can define it, but it's like
it depends on who you're asking.
When I was growing up, I went to an Aerosmith concert. They were on top of the world. Aerosmith was not classic rock; they were rock.
Right.
But now it's like, I don't know, is Aerosmith like? It feels like today.
I think old Aerosmith is probably some classic rock.
Yeah, crazy. All right, Andy, you're on the
I'm
clock
gonna go with classic rock.
Classic
It's a
rock.
great pick.
Yeah, and I wondered if it would have been Mike's. Like, did you lose the top 2 of your list?
No, but
Okay.
classic rock is definitely in my list.
Yeah, it's just wonderful because the hit making of that era and the classic rock era, it's just iconic music. It's music you hear everywhere. It's timeless, and so alternative would have been my first pick for the same reasons. But I will go with classic rock because, there's very few like stations that you could just turn on
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like, and you're always happy with everything that comes
Yeah.
on. And to me, that's what classic rock would be.
So let's define some of these with some groups. Like, who are your favorite classic rock?
I think
What do you call bands?
Yeah, you would call them.
what I wonder how classic rock era-wise is defined by the general public.
To me, classic rock is like 60s, 70s.
Yeah, I mean, it's every.
So Led Zeppelin, The Who.
Yeah, songs like "Don't Stop Believin'," Journey probably fits into that group.
Maybe, because that's 80s.
"Rock You Like a Hurricane."
See, to me, that's not classic
Here
rock.
I am.
That's what I'm saying
Yes,
with
it
classic
is.
rock.
No.
Classic rock
You like
has
a
No, that's-
changed.
hurricane.
No, because to me, that's
Just
hair
rock?
bands.
Oh, right.
Well, see, there you go. It's
All
got
right.
a broader definition for people. If it's played on a classic rock station, which I think that song would be played on.
It could be now.
Yeah. So what were your like top songs if you were to describe it to somebody? Is it all
Classic
Pink
rock?
Floyd and
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
Pink Floyd
okay.
will be in there.
you said The Who, obviously.
Yeah. So it's like
Stones, which
Oh, yes.
hilarious. I mean,
Yes.
Stones.
they're still around, but they
Led
are
Zeppelin.
classic rock music.
Yeah.
But it's like Kashmir. Just put on Kashmir, like that's a classic rock song.
Okay. You're up, Mike. Two
All
picks.
right.
You do get 2 picks, which I
I
think
do. That's
you're probably pretty happy about.
I am, but I don't know that the rest of my list people are going to be chewing off of.
Wait, does Jason end up with Nickelback by accident?
Yeah, Nickelback was alternative, right? I mean, look,
Just-
not everything could be a hit.
I'm just making sure.
I
I
drafted-
want to make sure we know who has Nickelback.
Nickelback is like massive hits, though.
Yeah, I drafted Weezer. I drafted
Yes.
Smashing Pumpkins,
But
Nirvana,
Nickelback.
Bush,
Nickelback.
and Nickelback.
Yeah, I'm just making
Sure.
sure we know who has them.
Yeah.
Mike, go ahead.
All right, we will kick it out. We will stay with rock. I will take punk rock, and my personal favorite being
Triple Rock.
Yeah.
No Effects. That I think that they are the best punk rock band of all time.
It's like
but-
Blink 182.
But Blink 182 is pop punk, but
Okay. That still qualifies.
yeah. They are in their core. They are a punk rock band.
Rancid,
Yes.
who has the most properly named
You hate
band. The voice.
Dude,
What-
Rancid rips, man. They are so good.
Yeah.
Ruby Soho, yeah, or
I'm
Time
paid
Bomb.
to sing even though I sound like this. Like, I can't stand when people
You're
can't
actually
sing.
a little too whiny because his voice is a little bit lower. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect.
Oh my gosh, it's Rancid. So aptly named.
Oh no, that song is incredible. That band is very, very
So
good.
I mean, look, punk rock. I think we knew Mike was going to go there.
It's fast. It's loud. Sometimes there is no melody at all, and it's just 3 chords. That happens. Sometimes there's a lot of melody. So I'm going to start with that, and then, oh man, it probably doesn't get picked by you guys, but I'm going to give the genre the respect that it is. I will take jazz music.
Ooh, fancy pants. How are your
And-
farts smelling?
And what my relationship with jazz is strange because, like, I can't tell you who plays what songs.
Right.
You can start listing off really famous. I mean, I know
Louis Armstrong.
Yeah, I know the top of jazz musicians, but I just don't. I'm not enveloped by the culture and buying all the records. But you can put a more like in the classic jazzes where like I'm the new smooth jazz. That's not really for me. But you can just put that station on. I can listen to it for infinity.
I will say
And
this.
just vibe.
Like, Louis Armstrong is one of my absolute favorite artists
Like Miles Davis.
of all time, and I've listened to
Consider me
so
Miles
many
Davis.
so many hours of Louis Armstrong, who is jazz. So I like the pick. I can't criticize it. I just don't know much outside of Louis.
Okay, so your 2 picks then: punk rock, jazz. I had smooth jazz written down on my list.
You can still take smooth jazz.
Yeah, that's
I
not
I would
what he
consider that
drafted.
a
Subgenre.
different genre.
I am going to go with. I'm almost positive I could save this, but I'm not going to out of respect for the genre.
There you go.
And the fact that I think all my favorite artists fit into this genre and then kind of subgenres within it, which I'm going to take the higher level one because I don't think you guys are going to take any.
Well, I'll tell you if you're alone.
But I'm going to take folk music.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. That's like
Yeah.
indie folk. Is,
And like folk rock, like the Lumineers. Noah
that's-
Kahn is like folk pop.
I love
John
folk.
Denver is polka is folk music, and I love
The
John
Polka
Denver.
King, John Denver.
But like Bon Iver and,
Polka, polka,
and
polka.
Mumford and Sons and all of the folk and folk derivative genres.
That's fine. It's great music.
So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with folk music.
Folk music sounds like not how folk music sounds, but when you talk about folk music,
100%.
seems
Did you ever
like
get
something.
down with Peter, Paul, and Mary?
I did, like in the '90s when they were somehow big.
Getting down with like Puff the Magic Dragon?
Yeah. I mean, Channel 8 would have specials with them.
But it seems like something I would hate. It seems like something that would be too boring. But folk music is awesome.
But see, the thing is, we're old now.
No, but I liked it in college. Like
Okay.
So
But a lot of bands are more folk oriented than you would think. For
I
sure.
like more of like the indie folk. But
Yeah,
all right, I am up. I have 2 picks.
I already know one.
One has to be rap. Rap.
I knew that. I almost
Are you going
took-
rap or hip hop?
Yeah, I was wondering.
Those are very different to
That's
me.
that's why I'm
and I am
asking.
going rap
Okay.
for sure. My next pick
I was
is
gonna
hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
I knew that those would be your picks, and I could have taken one simply to penalize you.
Uh-huh.
I thought it would be your first pick. I think
So-
it is your first pick, but you just didn't want to
Yes.
lose alternative rock, which was-
100%.
which right after you gave like a
It's
big
smart.
proclamation at the top. I mean, you were like, I am not going for the polls. I'm not going to any gamesmanship. I'm going my favorite stuff. And the first thing you did was take something
No.
in
This is
alternative rock.
I love alternative rock and rap. Those are my two. Like if they take up 90. Well, they take up at least 66% of what I listen to, and I split between those two 50-50. The only gamesmanship was for love. It was because I wanted both, and I knew one direction gets me both of those. That wasn't for polls. That was for the heart.
Now, the people want to know, Jay,
Yep.
where do you weigh in on,
Oh, Drake's getting crushed,
on
man.
Kendrick v. Drake?
Drake's getting crushed.
Okay.
I think he's buried, man. You just like, it's the stop and he's dead already
The
meme.
following along, because somehow, like, I'm not in that world, but a lot of the people I follow on Twitter apparently are. And so when it was happening, I'm just getting bombarded with all of these and like really vague tweets too. So I'm like, what is happening?
I couldn't tell you 1 ounce of what's
So,
going on in that situation.
Yeah.
I know
Jay,
that there were 2 songs released back
It's
to
more
back
than-
or
yeah.
something like that.
but it's a classic beef that is being handled by releasing of diss tracks of just tracks.
Is this for
airing
publicity?
I wondered, but no, it's not, because this is like
It's too
this
mean.
is like a decade
It's
long.
too mean.
Yeah,
at
with
this
some of the
point.
content that
Yeah.
they're blaming or claiming.
accusing.
All right, is it my pick?
It would be your pick.
It is in my opinion, kind of parallel genre to all of the folk genre discussion, but I'm going to go with
Polka.
I'm going to go with singer-songwriter,
Okay.
which walks more into like Johnny Cash. I know he's country, but
Yeah.
Johnny Cash is still singer-songwriter. James Taylor,
It's really
singer-songwriter.
pared down music to me. Of usually just an artist with the one instrument.
guitar, maybe some instrumental back behind it, but it's singer-songwriter type of music is one of my favorites.
I don't mind that at all. I enjoy it very much. All right, my first.
Jack Johnson. Is he?
I would. Yeah,
Whoa,
I'd call
whoa.
him. I
That's-
call him singer songwriter.
Yep.
I would. I mean, he's more pop version of that,
Yep.
but
You like Jack Johnson,
I
Jason?
love Jack
Yeah.
Johnson.
just like because when you're listening to the music, you're like, man, I'm at the beach. I'm feeling
Yeah,
good.
it does.
That's
it's,
vibe
It's
music.
Yeah, it is,
100%
for sure.
beach music.
All right, my first pick. I am going to take. I don't even know if you guys have heard the genre called this, but it has gained popularity in the last decade or so. It is called synth wave music, and
I feel like I can work that out.
This
What
is
it
exactly what I thought would happen on Mike's 3rd and 4th picks. I was
So-
positive I'd learn something.
so synth wave is when you hear it, you go, "That's the '80s." Like
Yeah.
it as the name implies, it's it's synthesizer driven, but it everything you hear. Josh, great, yeah. The Stranger Things intro, that would most people know that
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be in the genre of synth wave. It very oftentimes is just instrumental.
So do you consider that to be is 80s music a genre?
No.
Okay, so
because
you're trying to subcategorize
yes,
what you meant by 80s
But
music.
synth wave feels it makes
Yes.
you feel 80s.
yes. You're like that's the soundtrack of an 80s movie almost. But it's like this band, The Midnight, over the last few years has become my favorite band.
And they're a synthwave band?
They are, yes.
Okay.
And it's just everything sounds retro but fresh at the exact same time.
Frestro. That doesn't work.
No,
I had
it
to try it on, though.
No, it does not. And
For your final pick, chiptune.
oh man,
Oh,
I
man,
do,
I
I do
love
love
chiptunes,
chiptunes. Oh my goodness gracious! Something about the sound that like only an NES can make. Oh brother, gets you right in the feels.
If you haven't listened to chiptunes and you're hearing this and you're like, "What is chiptunes?" Go.
If you grew up in the Nintendo era,
Go to YouTube.
You'll enjoy it.
Search chiptunes 23. Thank me later. This is what I do all my statting to.
and then I mean the final pick. There's so many different sub-genres of it, so I'll just say metal.
Yeah, I figured you'd take
I'll
it.
just take metal. Give me the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Give me and then there's stuff with people arguing about, well, that's not actually heavy.
Dude, how did I not take that? Because if there's one thing I know, Mike,
But, it
it's
is metal. That is true.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, like
He
all
loves
the
and
you
knows
know
metal.
all the
I
subgenres
know
of metal, Jay.
everything about metal.
Like,
I mean,
just give me a few of them.
well, you got heavy metal.
Yeah,
Light metal.
Come on, Andy.
Sorry.
That's not even funny.
yeah. That's not a real thing. It's just serious.
Yeah, I mean, you got death metal, you
Yeah.
got black metal, you got
You
new
looked
metal,
it
groove
up.
metal,
You
got
looked it
speed
up.
metal. No, doom metal. Like, I know everything
You've
about
never heard
metal.
of doom metal a day in your
Are
life.
you kidding me? Doom metal?
Who's your favorite doom metal?
My favorite
band?
doom metal artist is clearly it's one of my doom metal artists' favorite is coming soon.
The band coming
Yes,
soon.
the band coming soon. For sure.
That's not a very metal name.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And,
You're still
but those
thinking
are
about
those are broken out too. You got like Louisiana doom metal and Washington D.C. doom. It's it's a whole thing. It's too
Right.
much to get into today.
Yeah.
I know everything about it.
So that's like East Coast, West Coast, but it's Louisiana and Washington, D.C.
yeah, it's a big beef.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, you're up.
Well, look, you took metal. I'll take pop. I'm going to close it out with
All right.
with pop music. I don't like all pop music at all. There are certain songs that, like is Ed Sheeran pop?
Yes.
I like
would,
Ed
yeah,
Sheeran.
Yeah,
I would say so.
Yeah, some Taylor Swift is great.
yeah.
It's all in the pop genre.
Yeah,
I'd rather take that than metal.
It is short for popular. So.
Yeah, I hate this pick because I really enjoy pop. Like honestly, everyone does.
Yes.
Everyone does. You do. If you're listening, you like pop. You like pop music, but you want to know why? Because it's catchy. It sounds good.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and that might make you angry, so you think I don't like it.
Yeah.
But
You'll listen to the
you'll
next
catch
one.
yourself
Yeah.
whistling
Man,
along.
my son just constantly. Taylor Swift's so popular. He's like, I hate Taylor Swift. I hate her music. And it's like, I know you don't. But I get it. I get why we have to say these things and feel like, it's so popular that we have to hate them. There's something built into our human
Especially being a teenage boy.
Oh, for sure. But it's like, look, you're welcome to hate Taylor Swift and hate all of her music because it's terrible and sucks, but it's real good. And we all know it.
Yep.
It's just the truth. Sorry. It's like, it's good music.
She's actually you talk about genres. I mean, she started as a country artist.
Yeah.
And a singer-songwriter. And now
Well, I'm closing the draft
Not
out.
enough money in that.
no, that's the honest truth.
I'm
You can lose that twang real quick.
closing the draft out. I
Country.
could
country,
not be
country.
happier with my list and more proud of us for not drafting country. Like that's not even going to be.
It would have been my next one.
I'm glad we're only doing.
But
4
that's like
rounds.
15 on the list. So, I mean, that doesn't feel that bad.
But I moved when I said the amount of music I listened to was 90% basically made up from hip hop and rap, and that's not true. I moved it to 66% because really I spend my time mostly in thirds: rap, alternative, and musical theater. I spend a lot of time listening to musical theater.
It wouldn't have been on Mike's list.
I'm a theater man. Well, I knew. I was like, I'm getting this last.
so
I could.
do we
punt
put that down as show tunes?
No. Well, musical theater is a genre, and that's what
I
it is.
think show tunes appropriate though to call it that.
Yeah, that's what they are.
yes, it is appropriate to call it that, but show tunes can go
Show
beyond
tunes,
that.
a song from
Or-
a musical that has become popular in its own right.
Yeah, but it can go beyond musical theater. Show tunes is
Broadway?
technically wider.
No,
than,
it says a song from a musical.
yeah, but there are musicals that aren't theater. There are film musicals and things like that. Show tunes can be from more.
Okay,
Musical theater is my genre.
It's terrible.
It's incredible.
It is amongst the
Is it
worst.
Broadway? Would that fit your?
Sure. But-
I guess I've never heard musical theater described as a genre. That's
well,
all.
when I search musical genres in Google, it says musical theater. So I'm going to stick to it.
Okay, we all know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because it's musical theater.
What did we learn today?
Well, as we close it out, and that was fun, I learned that Austin asks bad questions.
Good questions worded. Well, no, it was also a bad question. I learned that I need to not rely upon guardrails.
No, you
Yeah.
can't. Can't do it. Not
And-
like you used to.
I mean, I knew, but it's just like Jason's inability to just talk about a certain subject without physically reacting is
Oh,
it's so wild.
I thought
to
you were
me.
going to talk about how much I knew about metal.
Oh
No, it's flying
Dude,
spiders.
Doom metal. That's what he loves.
Thanks for listening
Goodbye, everybody.
to the
Goodbye.
Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.